stop ignoring these signs, you are shifting to a higher vibration. There comes a moment in every person's life when they start to feel a shift, one that is subtle at first, like a whisper in the background of their existence. It might begin as a strange sense of detachment from things that once seemed important, an inexplicable urge to be alone, or an increasing discomfort with superficial conversations and meaningless distractions. Have you felt this? Have you noticed that the things that once entertained you no longer hold the same charm? This is not random. This is not coincidence. This is the beginning of your vibrational shift, the early signs that you are moving into a higher state of consciousness. But here's the truth: most people ignore these signs. They brush them off as a phase, or worse, they fight against them, clinging to the old versions of themselves because the unknown feels terrifying. But what if I told you that ignoring these signs is like standing at the doorway to a new world but refusing to step through? What if I told you that resisting this shift is the very thing that keeps you trapped in a lower vibration, stuck in cycles of suffering, confusion, and stagnation? I think about it. How long have you felt this underlying pull towards something greater? How long have you sensed that there is more to life than what you've been taught? The universe is constantly trying to communicate with you, sending you signals that you are evolving, that your frequency is rising, that your soul is expanding beyond the limitations of your past self. But the question is, are you listening? Or are you too distracted by the noise of daily life to recognize the profound transformation taking place within you? There is a reason why you are watching this right now. There is a reason why these words have found you at this exact moment. This is not an accident. This is a message. You are shifting, and the sooner you recognize the signs, the sooner you can step fully into your higher self. But first, you must learn to identify the signs that most people overlook. The signs that indicate you are no longer in alignment with the lower frequencies of fear, doubt, and limitation. The signs that reveal you are rising into a new level of awareness, a new dimension of being.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
One of the first signs is the growing discomfort with the old version of yourself. You may find yourself outgrowing certain habits, relationships, and environments that once felt comfortable. The conversations you used to enjoy now feel empty. The places you used to go now feel draining. Even the way you think is changing. Your old beliefs no longer resonate, and you begin questioning everything you once accepted as truth. This can be unsettling, and many people resist this phase because they fear losing their identity. But what if I told you that what you are losing is not your true self, but the conditioned self? The version of you that was shaped by societal expectations, by childhood programming, by other people's opinions. The real you is emerging, and it is natural to feel a sense of loss as the old self dissolves. Another powerful sign is the feeling of isolation, even when surrounded by others. You may find yourself craving solitude more than ever before. Social interactions that once felt normal now seem exhausting. You start to notice the artificiality in human interactions, the surface-level conversations, the hidden agendas. This is not a sign of depression or antisocial behavior. This is your soul seeking deeper connection, a longing for authenticity. You are beginning to sense the energy behind words, the true intentions behind actions. You are becoming sensitive to frequencies, and this sensitivity is a gift, even if it feels overwhelming at times. The more you embrace this, the more you will attract people who align with your new vibration souls, who speak your language, who understand without explanation, who uplift rather than drain you. Then, there is the heightened awareness of synchronicities. You start noticing repeating numbers like 111, 222, 333. You think of someone and they suddenly call. You ask the universe for a sign, and it appears in the most unexpected way. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations that you are in alignment with a higher frequency. The more you acknowledge these synchronicities, the more they will appear, guiding you along your path. Many people dismiss these as mere chance, but those who are truly awake understand that the universe speaks in patterns, in symbols, in whispers that only those who are tuned in can hear. A major shift in vibration also brings an increased sense of emotional intensity. You may find yourself experiencing deep waves of emotion, one moment feeling immense love and gratitude, the next moment feeling sadness or even anger. This is because you are purging old energies, releasing buried emotions that have been stored in your subconscious for years. It is important not to suppress these emotions, but to allow them to flow through you without resistance. Feel them fully, acknowledge them, and let them go. This is the process of healing, the shedding of energetic weight that no longer serves you. The more you release, the lighter you become, the higher you rise. And then there is the undeniable pull toward purpose. You start to feel that your life must have deeper meaning. The jobs, the routines, the societal expectations, they no longer satisfy your soul. You begin seeking something greater, something that aligns with your true essence. This is the call of your higher self, awakening you to your divine mission. The challenge is that many people fear this calling because it often requires them to step away from comfort, to break free from the illusion of security, to take risks that their logical mind cannot comprehend. But here's the truth: your soul already knows the way. Your purpose is not something you find, it is something you remember. And the more you trust this inner knowing, the more the path will reveal itself to you. So now I ask you, have you been ignoring these signs? Have you felt the shift but resisted it out of fear, out of uncertainty, out of attachment to the old? Because the reality is, you cannot ascend while gripping onto what is meant to be left behind. The universe is calling you to rise, but it is up to you to answer. And if you are ready, if you truly desire to step into your higher vibration, then you must be willing to let go. Let go of the illusions, the distractions, the fears that have kept you small. Let go of the need for approval, the need for validation, the need for external control. Because the moment you surrender, the moment you trust, the moment you choose to fully embrace this shift, everything changes. You will begin to see reality for what it truly is. You will feel the presence of something greater guiding you. You will experience life in a way that is more profound, more connected, more alive than you ever imagined. But here's the thing: this is just the beginning. The shift is happening, but what happens next depends entirely on you. Will you continue to ignore the signs, or will you step into the unknown and allow yourself to evolve? Because the next phase of this journey is even deeper, even more transformative. The hidden challenges of spiritual awakening that no one talks about. The moment you begin shifting to a higher vibration, life doesn't immediately become easier, it becomes more intense. This is the part no one warns you about. People romanticize spiritual awakening as if it's a peaceful, effortless ascension into bliss. But in reality, it is a dismantling, a breaking down of everything false within you. It is a destruction of old identities, a confrontation with buried pain, a stripping away of illusions. And this is where most people get stuck. They feel the discomfort and assume something is wrong. They experience the chaos and believe they've made a mistake. But what if I told you that the chaos is necessary, that the discomfort is proof that you are evolving? You see, when your vibration begins to rise, everything that is not in alignment with your higher frequency starts to fall away. This includes relationships, habits, thought patterns, even aspects of your personality that you once identified with. And this can feel terrifying. Imagine spending your whole life building a version of yourself based on societal expectations, childhood conditioning, and external validation, only to realize that none of it was truly you. Imagine looking in the mirror and no longer recognizing the person staring back. This is the dark side of awakening, the part that no one prepares you for. The ego does not surrender easily. It fights to hold on to the familiar, even if the familiar is what keeps you trapped. Have you noticed how, the deeper you go into this journey, the more resistance you face? How old fears resurface, how doubts creep in, how everything around you seems to test your faith. This is not a coincidence. This is the universe making sure you are ready. Because raising your vibration is not just about feeling good, it's about becoming the version of you that can hold that higher frequency. And that requires purification. That requires facing yourself in ways you never have before. One of the biggest challenges is the feeling of isolation. As you shift, you begin to see the world differently. You notice things that others don't. You feel energy in ways you never did before. You become more intuitive, more sensitive, more aware of the deeper layers of existence. But this heightened awareness often creates a sense of separation. The conversations you once enjoyed now feel meaningless. The people you once resonated with now seem distant. It's not that they've changed, it's that you have changed. And this can be incredibly lonely. But here's the truth: this loneliness is temporary. It is part of the transition. You are shedding the old, and in the space that is created, new connections will emerge. Souls who match your frequency will enter your life, but only after you have made peace with the solitude. Because if you cannot be comfortable alone, you will always seek external validation to fill the void. And that is not true connection, that is dependency. Another challenge that arises is the intense emotional purging. You may find yourself overwhelmed by emotions that seem to come out of nowhere: waves of sadness, bursts of unexplained, moments of unexplained grief. This is not regression. This is release. Your body, your mind, your energy field, they are all detoxing. Old wounds, suppressed trauma, ancestral pain, everything that has been stored within you, everything that has been keeping your vibration low must be cleared. And the only way to clear it is to feel it, not to suppress it, not to distract yourself from it, but to fully allow it to move through you. Most people resist this process. They try to numb themselves, to avoid the discomfort, to return to their old ways of coping. But avoidance only prolongs the suffering. The only way out is through. So when the emotions come, do not fear them. You do not judge them. Witness them. Honor them. Thank them for the lessons they carry, and then let them go. Because once the storm passes, you will feel lighter. You will feel freer. You will feel more yourself than you ever have before. And then there is the challenge of letting go of control. When you begin shifting to a higher vibration, life starts to guide you in unexpected ways. Synchronicities become stronger. Intuition becomes louder. Doors that once seemed closed suddenly open, while paths you thought were meant for you begin to dissolve. This is the universe rearranging itself to align with your new frequency. But the mind struggles with this. The mind wants certainty, wants a roadmap, wants guarantees. And so many people resist the flow, trying to force their old plans onto a new reality. But control is an illusion. The more you try to hold on, the more you suffer. The more you trust, the more everything begins to align effortlessly. So, I ask you, are you willing to surrender? Are you willing to let go of who you thought you were, to become who you were always meant to be? Because this shift is not just about feeling lighter, it's about becoming stronger. It's about stepping into your power, owning your truth, and living in alignment with your highest self. And that requires courage. That requires faith. That requires the willingness to walk through the fire, knowing that on the other side, you will emerge reborn. But this is only the beginning. There is something even deeper happening beneath the surface, something that most people never realize until it's too late. And if you are truly ready to understand the next phase of this transformation, then let's continue. The unseen forces guiding your spiritual awakening. There is something happening beyond what you can perceive with your physical senses. A force, an intelligence, a presence that has been orchestrating your awakening long before you became aware of it. You did not stumble upon this path by accident. You did not randomly begin to question your reality, to feel the pull towards something greater, to experience the shift in energy that now consumes your being. This has been unfolding for lifetimes. Every synchronicity, every lesson, every challenge you have faced has been leading you here. But most people never realize this. They believe they are alone in their journey, that their thoughts and realizations are their own. But what if I told you that unseen forces have been guiding you all along? That the whispers in your mind, the gut feelings, the sudden revelations are not merely random thoughts, but messages from something beyond. There is a reason why, as you shift into a higher vibration, you begin to notice patterns, repeating numbers, aligned circumstances, encounters with people who seem to appear exactly when you need them. These are not coincidences. These are signals. The universe, your higher self, your spirit guides, whatever you choose to call them, are communicating with you in ways that bypass the logical mind. The question is, are you paying attention? Or are you dismissing these signs as mere chance? Because the more you acknowledge them, the stronger they become. The more you trust them, the clearer the path ahead becomes. But trust is difficult for those who have spent their lives relying solely on what they can see, touch, and measure. Have you ever felt an unexplainable pull toward a certain place, a certain person, a certain decision without any logical reason? Have you ever ignored the pull, only to realize later that it was trying to lead you toward something important? This is guidance. This is the unseen hand nudging you toward what your soul already knows, but your mind has yet to understand. And the more you resist it, the more difficult your path becomes. Because awakening is not just about realizing the truth, it's about surrendering to it. One of the most powerful ways unseen forces communicate with you is through intuition. That deep knowing that bypasses logic, that feeling that something is right or wrong before you have any evidence to support it. Most people doubt this voice. They second-guess themselves, allowing fear and overthinking to cloud their inner guidance. But intuition is your direct connection to the higher realms, your internal compass guiding you toward your highest path. The more you trust it, the more it strengthens. The more you act on it, the more aligned your reality becomes. Another way these forces guide you is through challenges. Yes, the very obstacles you wish would disappear are often the greatest teachers on your path. Have you noticed how, the moment you start shifting, everything seems to test you? Old wounds resurface, toxic relationships intensify, sudden setbacks appear out of nowhere. This is not punishment. This is refinement. The universe is not trying to break you, it's trying to prepare you. Because the higher you rise, the more responsibility you carry. And you cannot hold a higher vibration while clinging to the weight of your past. Every challenge you face is asking you one thing: are you ready to let go of what no longer serves you? And then, there are the people you encounter, some who uplift you, some who trigger you, some who seem to enter your life for a brief moment but leave a lasting impact. These are soul contracts, divine appointments set before this lifetime. Some people come to remind you of who you are. Others come to show you what you still need to heal. and some will challenge you so deeply that they force you to step into your power. Every interaction, every connection carries a lesson. The key is to recognize which ones to hold on to and which ones to release. Because as you ascend, not everyone can come with you, and that is one of the hardest truths to accept. But perhaps the most profound guidance comes in silence. In the moments when you are alone, away from distractions, when the mind quiets and the soul speaks. This is why solitude becomes so necessary during spiritual awakening. Because in the stillness you can hear what has always been there, the presence of something greater, the energy that flows through all things, the connection that has never been broken, only forgotten. So I ask you, are you paying attention? Are you truly listening? Or are you still caught in the illusion of randomness, believing that life is unfolding without purpose or design? Because the moment you recognize the guidance that has been with you all along, everything changes. You stop fearing uncertainty. You stop doubting your path. You begin to flow with life rather than resist it. And in that flow, miracles happen, doors open, opportunities arise, clarity replaces confusion. But there is still one final truth that you must understand, one that will determine whether you fully step into your higher vibration or remain stuck in the cycles of the past. And if you are ready, let's continue. The final shift, how to fully step into your higher vibration. This is the moment where everything either aligns or falls apart. The final threshold, the space between who you were and who you are becoming. And this is where most people hesitate, where the fear of the unknown becomes louder than the call of the soul. Because stepping fully into your higher vibration is not just about understanding spiritual concepts or recognizing signs. It is about embodiment. It is about action. It is about fully committing to the new frequency, even when the old one begs you to return. You have felt the shift. You have seen the signs. You have experienced the release, the solitude, the awakening. But now comes the real test. Will you live in alignment with this new vibration, or will you allow the weight of your past to pull you back? Because the truth is, nothing will be the same after this. The people who no longer resonate with your energy will fade away. The habits that once numbed you will lose their effect. The version of you that once fit into the old world can no longer exist in this new reality. This is the cost of ascension, the shedding of everything that is not in harmony with your highest self. So what does it mean to fully step into your higher vibration? It means choosing every day to align with your truth, even when it's uncomfortable. It means listening to your intuition, even when logic tells you otherwise. It means releasing the need for external validation, knowing that your worth is not determined by the approval of others. It means surrounding yourself with energy that uplifts you rather than drains you. It means trusting the flow of life, even when you cannot see where it is leading. It also means letting go of fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of loss. Fear is the only thing that keeps you tethered to a lower vibration. And yet, fear is an illusion. It is a creation of the mind, a projection of past wounds and future anxieties. But in this present moment, in the now, there is nothing to fear. There is only the choice to expand or to contract, to rise or to remain. And here is the most powerful truth. When you fully step into your higher vibration, you become a magnet for everything that is meant for you. The opportunities, the connections, the experiences that align with your frequency will naturally find their way into your life. You will no longer have to chase, to force, to struggle. Because when you are in alignment, life flows effortlessly. The universe responds to your energy, not your effort. But you must be willing to surrender, to trust, to let go of the illusion of control, and allow yourself to be guided. Because the final shift is not about doing more, it is about being more. It is about embodying the energy of the version of you that already exists in a higher dimension. The version of you that is fearless. The version of you that is free. The version of you that knows, beyond all doubt, that you are exactly where you are meant to be. So, I ask you, are you ready? Are you truly ready to step into this new vibration, to leave behind everything that no longer serves you, to trust the unknown with absolute certainty? Because once you make this choice, there is no turning back. The old reality will not fit you anymore. The past will dissolve, and you will emerge as something greater, something more powerful, something limitless. This is the moment. This is the shift. The only question left is, will you take the step?